The borders of the Alaskan Triangle connect Anchorage and Juneau in the south to Barrow along the state's north coast. Like much of the state, the vast expanse within the triangle's perimeter contains some of the most rugged, unforgiving wilderness in North America. Boreal forests and craggy mountain peaks, alpine lakes and large swaths of apparent nothingness. Amid this dramatic backdrop, it's hardly surprising that people go missing. What is surprising is the sheer number of people who go missing. Add to that the fact that many disappear without any evidence, and bodies, alive or dead, are rarely ever found. The myths and legends of the Alaskan Triangle all started in 1972, when the strange and untimely disappearance of a small private craft carrying then U.S. Majority Leader Hale Boggs seemingly vanished into thin air somewhere between Juneau and Anchorage. One of the largest ever search and rescue operations at the time in the United States began. Within 1 month, 50 civilian planes and 40 military craft searched a grid of over 32,000 square miles. They did not find a single trace of the aircraft. So it's here I'll start off with one odd case that occurred within the perimeter of the Alaskan Triangle near Juneau, Alaska. On May 23, 2014, 48-year-old Sharon Buis went on a solo hike in the Mount Roberts area of Alaska, but she did not leave a note or tell anyone where she was exactly going. She was due to meet a friend at 8:45 a.m. on May 24th to go on a hike, but never showed up. Sharon was last seen at Alaska Marine Lines, a business in downtown Juneau near the rock dump, at 9:30 a.m. on May 23, 2014, based on receipts troopers found in her car. She vanished on that hike, and no clues to her whereabouts have ever been found since. Sharon ran a personal business in addition to her job as a physical therapist, and was shipping 2 orthopedic office chairs to customers using Alaska Marine Lines on May 23rd. She was also an avid runner, played hockey, and kayaked. She was reported missing by her longtime friend and hiking partner, Ann Johnson, who called the police after she missed a hike with the Juneau Alpine Club. They were supposed to hike to the Hawthorne Peak at 9 a.m. on May 24th, but Buis didn't turn up, and this was very unusual for her. At the last sighting in downtown Juneau, Sharon was wearing bright-colored exercise clothing. She had a black cast on her left hand at the time. She was 5'8", 135 pounds, and had brown hair, blue eyes, and scars on her knee, left hand, neck, and shoulder, and tattoos on her upper left arm and shoulder. Anne had a bad feeling about her no-show, and she left the wedding reception early to drive around the trailheads in Juneau area to try to find Sharon's car. On May 24, 2014, at around 9:30 p.m., Anne found Sharon's car at the Mount Roberts trailhead. The search for Buis began at 1 a.m. on Sunday, May 25th. Juneau's local search and rescue community, coordinated by Alaska State Troopers, involved Southeast Alaska Dogs, U.S. Coast Guard, and the Alpine Club. Many friends and families scoured the Mount Juneau trail system looking for Sharon. The Search and Rescue Command Center was located in the Mount Roberts Tramway restaurant. On Monday, May 26th, the search widened to encompass the backcountry, and then the next day, searchers scaled back the perimeter and combed back over Mount Roberts and Mount Juneau. On Wednesday, they focused on Mount Juneau and the lower, less rugged end of the Mount Roberts Trail. The Coast Guard conducted a helicopter search Sunday evening with night vision and FLIR thermal imaging devices, but didn't come up with any leads. Another aerial search was done the next day for about 3 hours, covering the Mount Juneau Ridgeline, Mount Roberts Ridgeline, and the Sheep Creek drainage, as well as the Granite Creek Basin. These were areas where it was not safe for the ground searchers to cover the ravines or the snowfields. Snow conditions in these locations were deteriorating. Sharon owned a handheld emergency activation device with GPS, but unfortunately, it was found at her home. Her overnight backpack was also found in her house. Her cell phone was not found, and the cell phone company wasn't able to identify the phone's location, indicating it was probably turned off. The Alaska State Troopers finally suspended the search for Sharon after 4 days of combing the Mount Juneau and Mount Roberts trail system, too early in the view of many friends and family. According to the Juneau Police Department, Detective Nick Garza, a lead came in from someone who was hiking on July 6, 2014. Quote, "He was in an area down in the Glory Hole located at the end of the Preservance Trail system. He'd come across a bear down there, and he was wondering if the bear was down there looking for something to eat or had come across something. And on his way back up, he just caught a foul odor. Maybe something decaying or something like that," end quote. After discussions with Alaska State Troopers and the Juneau Mountain Rescue, a small search group was sent out a few days after the lead came in, but the searchers found nothing. Garza said he had searched Buis's home several times and found nothing of note. He said Juneau Police Department still has no reason to suspect foul play, but isn't closing the door on any possibility. In August 2014, a local man with experience exploring Juneau's old mining shafts, Brian Weed, led a small team to search for her inside an abandoned mine shaft on the back side on Mount Roberts. Despite the extensive search of the area, no clues or remains turned up, and Sharon was never seen again. She had simply vanished. So what happened to Sharon Buis? Misadventure? Did she get lost, stumble, and become injured? After such a thorough search, and several years after the disappearance, it seems surprising that no remains have been located. But there are inaccessible areas that have not been thoroughly searched by ground searchers. As far as animal attacks, no evidence of any attack was ever found by the searchers. Sharon's vehicle was found at the trailhead, so she evidently arrived. Was she abducted by someone on the trail or snatched from the car park at the Mount Roberts trailhead? Like so many of these disappearances, we're left with more questions than answers. Why did Sharon leave her GPS and backpack at her home? Why was her cell phone not found with no service or way to connect to her device? It seems that at this point, only Sharon would have the answer.